Hello, this is Mandy with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today's class is Opportunities and Sales Pipeline, otherwise known as our Opportunities Overview class. So today I'm going to show you how you can actually go all the way through the transaction process within Command, where to find um, the DocuSign account if that's what you're using for your forms, how to get those turned into your Market Center, what happens when you get an offer and need to do a commission request. And then we'll spend towards the end of class, we'll spend that time actually show you how to customize your sales pipeline to fit your business a little bit better here within Command. So if you are here with me live, drop those questions in the chat as I go through. If you're watching this back on recording, you can always reach out to us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. All right. So first things first, let's go ahead and jump into Command. And I'm going to show you a couple of things that you might want to have set up prior to jumping into opportunities. So let's go ahead and sign in here to Command first. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see it really good. And so since opportunities is the place where you would handle your transactions. That is your listings, your buyers, your leases, any landlord deals that you're handling. That is your transactions and how you handle them through Command. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you have your platform set up that you're going to have signatures created through. Let me say that a little bit better. So like most offices now are using DocuSign, you may use Dotloop. Today's demonstration, I'm going to show how to get DocuSign linked to your Command account. You would do that through clicking your name at the top right and then choose settings. Still having a lot of people come in through the waiting room. This is great, guys. Good size class. Awesome. Latricia, I hear that. A question about uploading. Excellent. We can definitely tackle that today. I'm going to show you how to upload forms from your computer or your device and also from DocuSign directly. So right here, when you came to your name and your settings, this is your applications page. This is where third-party platforms link to your Command account. So you'll see DocuSign is right here because we already have it connected. And you see the connected status right here. That means you're good to go. Now, if for some reason that has not been created, maybe you weren't set up by us here at Scott Leroy Marketing, and you actually need to either create that DocuSign account or get one connected to Command, I'm going to go through both of those steps for you right now just to show you how to do that. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and disconnect my account here. I don't recommend you do that. I'm only doing this for demonstration. You can see Dotloop is very similar. It's right there. Now DocuSign has gone down our page a little bit because it's no longer listed underneath the connected apps and it's right here and shows not connected. So in order for a DocuSign account to be compatible with Command, it must first be created in Command. So if you have a previously existing DocuSign account, chances are it's not compatible. So you would come here to connect account. It will ask you your first name, last name, and your preferred email to use for that DocuSign account. And this is if you're trying to set up a new one. Once you have this information exactly how you would like it, you would click send registration email. It would send you a DocuSign invitation email to that account. And you would need to follow those steps in that email to finish the setup for your account. Okay. And that is when you actually create your password for that DocuSign account. That's how you would create a new KW Rooms DocuSign account that is compatible with Command. It does need to be an email address that is not currently associated with an active DocuSign account. Okay. Let's say you've already got your DocuSign account, you know it's a KW Rooms DocuSign account, and you want to connect it here to Command. You would just simply click login here instead. You would enter your email address. Let me grab that just a second. Click login to DocuSign. A window will open. Usually it's a lot faster than this. And you would be prompted for your password. and click Login. Now you'll have a banner at the top saying that it's now ready. Okay. Notice DocuSign disappeared off our screen because now it's moved back up to the top underneath Connected Apps right here. And we can see that status changed back to connected. Okay, so that is how you just want to make sure that you have your KW Rooms DocuSign account created and connected to your command. Chances are, if you were set up here by Scott Leroy, we've already taken care of this for you, and it's a moot point. I just want to make sure that you know it is here, and that is the first step in the prep work to jumping into your opportunities. Okay. All right. And so from here, I'll just mention the contacts tab as we are on our way to the opportunities tab. Right here are your contacts. It is best to go ahead and get your contacts into command before starting your opportunities because it definitely helps to have them created previously. It just saves you a couple of steps. Okay, that way you can link your opportunities successfully to your contacts. This is where you would do that. We have another class called Database Overview if you have any questions about your contacts, and you can always email us as well. Okay. Now we're going to move on to our Opportunities tab and jump in to see an overview of this. So our Opportunities tab are the two hands shaking right here in the middle of your menu. If you're not familiar with the icons, you can always click that red KW or the red square at the top, and it will pop out the names for you. So Opportunities is here. I'm going to go ahead and click that red KW to make it go back. And here we go. So this is your Opportunities tab. I'm going to give you a grand overview of it, and then we'll start jumping in deeper and deeper and get into the details and actually walk all the way through a sales pipeline for you. Okay. So first things first, the tabs across the top here. Right here, this is the team name. If you are a solo agent and not on a team, you will not see this. So, but if you are on a team, when this tab is clicked, the sales pipelines that you're seeing here in all of the figures, these are based on the team information, not your individual. Okay. The next tab with your name on it, this, do you see the data change? This is the personal profile or the personal opportunities. Okay. This would be pulling data only from your personal profile within Command. We're going to deep dive into this one. So I'm going to come back. I just want to show you what the other tabs show. All opportunities. These will show you all opportunities. So basically, this is going to be a list form of all your opportunities that are listed here. You will see closed opportunities. You'll see them no matter what phase or stage they are in, including maybe if you were formerly on a team and now you're not, you would also see those opportunities here. Another big thing is once you close an opportunity, it will actually disappear out of your sales pipeline after 30 days back here underneath your own tab. It won't show in these figures anymore once it's closed for 30 days, but you'll always be able to find it right here under your All Opportunities tab. Okay, so if you're hunting something specific, come to your All Opportunities. You'll notice the search features across the top, also your ability to filter through and find what you need to find. Okay. Over here to the far right is all discussions. Again, if you are on a team, this is where your team would be able to have an ongoing discussion about those opportunities. Today, we're going to focus on a solo agent's point of view of all opportunities, or excuse me, of opportunities. So we won't jump into this too much. I just want you to know what's back here. So for now, I'm going to come back to the tab for Scott Leroy Marketing. Again, this is going to be your personal profile for your opportunities. All the data that we're seeing here in the pipelines are going to be pulling information only from his personal business, okay? So over here, you'll see three different pipelines. I'm going to scroll down so you can see those. The first is the listings pipeline. It's in green. As we scroll down, you'll see the buyer's pipeline in like an orangey red. Below that are leases, and that's going to be in more of the purpley blue color, okay? As I scroll up, we're going to show this in detail. You can see that this has 5 phases to each sales pipeline, okay? Those cannot be changed. They are automatically set within your system, but I am going to show you some customization later once you jump into these phases. But you'll notice the cultivate phase That's when you are trying to make a connection with that contact. Appointment phase, self-explanatory. You are now meeting with that contact based on your real estate interest. And then active, now we've put some ink on the paper, right? They are either under a buyer's agreement with you or you are starting to sign a listing agreement and it's going live on the MLS. Under contract, again, self-explanatory. That listing is now under a pending contract or your buyer has now finalized a contract or executed a contract on a home. Closed is going to be obviously your closed opportunities. And so you'll notice that your opportunities will move through these 5 phases through your sales pipeline. You'll notice a little difference down here. The buyer's sales pipeline is the same phases, but when you get to leases, notice that instead of under contract, it just says pending. Okay, just a little bit of a different terminology there. I'm going to scroll back up. Now, each one of these phases within the sales pipeline, notice the numbers in the colored bubbles underneath each of the phases. That indicates how many opportunities you currently have within those phases. Below that, you'll see volume and also average time. So that is the amount of volume of business that you have within that phase currently, and the average time that your opportunities actually spend within that phase based on your business. Okay. Obviously, ours are really super old because we have a demo account. Hopefully, the average time of your opportunity in an under contract phase is not going to be almost a year, right? But just know that this will update as you begin using your opportunities and building your business. You'll notice those figures adjust with each opportunity you create. Over on the far right, you'll notice GCI. Notice that it says potential income and probable income. So the potential income is the total GCI available from all the opportunities that are within this one sales pipeline. Probable income is based on the likelihood that all of those opportunities are actually going to make it to the closed phase. And so this shows you more likely what is your probable GCI from the opportunities you currently have in your sales pipeline, and those will adjust based on your business. Okay. You'll notice that's the same for all of the sales pipelines here. As I scroll down, listings, buyer, and leases, you have the same GCI on the far right. Okay. Just below that, you'll just see a little bit of a different display. Instead of the sales pipeline display, we've got charts. So we'll display your business. And so you can also come over here and adjust some to see all opportunities or maybe a particular sales pipeline that you want to see. Maybe if you're a more visual person. And then if you come down here, closing this month, you will have your opportunities listed down here at the bottom if you have entered a closing date on that opportunity. Okay, just to have like a little quick glance. So let's scroll back up to our sales pipeline. And you'll notice on the top right here that there is a button to create an opportunity. And so I want to go over first how to create that opportunity. And then we'll start going into how it moves through the pipeline, how to get it from phase to phase, and go into more depth. So let's go ahead and click create an opportunity. And this is to create a transaction. If you are with multiple market centers, make sure that you choose the market center that this transaction needs to be under. Once you've created the opportunity, this particular piece of information cannot be changed. Okay, so it's important to have it marked underneath the right one that you want it to be under. If you're on a team, this will be an option for you. If you're not, it should be grayed out. Okay, or if you were underneath your solo tab, let me X this out and show this again. We were under the solo tab. So when we create an opportunity, it's for the personal profile. Okay. If I jump over to the team and create opportunity, it's going to automatically create that opportunity for the team. So we're going to create an opportunity. Opportunity type, you would choose that here. I'm going to choose a listing opportunity to show you guys because there's 2 little things within that listing opportunity that are not in a buyer's opportunity. That will make more sense when I show you what they are. So, but I want to be able to show you everything. So I'm going to choose listing. The owner will automatically default to you or your rainmaker, and client. Now, when you put this here, don't panic that it says no options. You just begin typing in your client's name. If they're already in your database, it will pull them up as soon as you start typing. If they're not already in your database, you do have the option right here to add a new contact, and it would create that contact within your command. Just saves you a little bit of steps here to go ahead and choose an existing contact if you have that contact already in command. You can choose a co-seller. Opportunity name automatically populates for you, but you can obviously adjust this, especially if it's a listing. You may want to make that maybe the address of the listing instead. If you have custom tags that you want to add to your opportunity, you can. Please do not get confused with the tags that you will hear mentioned within your command database or your command contacts. They are two separate groups of tags. These tags will only apply to opportunities, and they are a way that you can come in. Maybe you want to come into your all opportunities tab later after a few months of business, and you want to see how many deals that you did that were military affiliated, or maybe relocation affiliated, maybe seniors, or a particular niche in a business, in your business. You can create tags for that. So it's just a way to be able to pull and filter your business to see what kind, maybe what's trending in your business, or a way to organize them, if that makes sense. Okay. So do apply those if you'd like. Next, estimated close date. You're likely not going to have this yet, so obviously it's not required. Time frame. You can put this here. It's not really vital, but again, you can edit this later. Estimated listing price if you already know it. Commission rate is required, so you can go ahead and enter that. And then opportunity phase and stage. Now, I showed you your opportunity phases already. I'm going to show you your stages here shortly, but stages are just a smaller breakdown of phase. Let me just show you what I mean really quick. So the phase cultivate, that's the one where we're trying to make that connection, right? Trying to get on that same page of real estate with that contact so that you can move forward in business. Within cultivate, you have a few different stages. Watch, right? Like you're watching that contact, trying to make connection. You're starting to nurture that relationship. And now they are a hot lead, right? They're ready to make action, and you want to be the agent they choose. I hope that makes sense. So the stages are within the phase. And so you can choose here which one you want to put this opportunity in. It automatically defaults to the very first one, which is the watch stage of the cultivate phase, but you can change that if you like to. We'll go ahead and hit create, and this creates our opportunity. The page you've seen open here is what it looks like when you are actually in the opportunity. This is the view of that opportunity. And so I'm going to go through and explain this to you in detail. This is what your sales pipeline will look like. And what I mean by that is this is what it looks like to go through the transaction. We've created our opportunity, and now you will move through your transaction through this opportunity with each thing that I'm fixing to show you. Okay. So with the listing opportunity, let's do some general navigation really quick. You'll notice that at the top, I have my sales pipeline as a hyperlink. I can jump back if I need to. It shows me my contact's name, which is also a link. I can click here and it will bounce me over to my contacts tab to see their information. And I can select from listings. I can link a listing to this opportunity as long as it's on the MLS, right? And so, just FYI, this is one of the two features that a buyer's opportunity would not have, because obviously you're not going to link a listing to that buyer opportunity right off the bat. So, because they're still shopping. So, the listings opportunity has this ability to list or to select a listing for it. So, we'll go ahead and do that just to show you what it looks like. You would select from listings. You can choose by street address or MLS number. And over here on the right, just FYI, this does stop a lot because notice it says, sorry, no listings. It wants you to sync your MLS. But you can come over here to the right and say only my listings and make it all listings. And now it starts pulling the listings. You also have a status change where you can see some off market or for rent um, listings as well. We just usually leave that to all statuses. And you can just begin looking up an address. So we will just see if there is a listing for 77 Main Street. There's not, but it pulls up some that are similar. Let's scroll through and see if I can find an active one really quick. Let's just move it to active. There we go. Awesome. So we will just we'll select this top one right here. When you're ready, you just select your listing. It will automatically update right here at the top left. And also notice right here for our opportunity details, it updated our property details right here automatically. Okay. So that is one of the unique things about a listing opportunity to link that listing. Latricia's like, can you redo that? Yes. Okay. So we'll come right here back up here to our listing. I'm going to remove it so we can find a new one. So we'll remove, notice our property information disappeared. We're going to select from listings. You can come here and choose all listings. I'm going to also make it for sale just to make it a little quicker today. If you have your MLS number, that is the best way to look it up. It'll narrow it down and keep you from having to hunt. I'm just typing in a fake address and clicking search KWLS, and it will pull up properties for you. So you would just find which one it is that you want to choose and click on those. Okay. So I'm just going to come down. I'll choose another one and we'll hit select right here. It updates the property information and has now linked that listing to this. You're welcome, Leticia, no problem. So over on the far right-hand side, you'll notice tasks, client updates, and another client updates button and a cogwheel. I'm going to jump into these in detail in just a little bit, but this goes more into customizing your pipeline. So I'm going to show you first how to actually get through the transaction itself and get you all the way to a closed opportunity. And then I'll jump in and show you the personalization of these features, okay? Just want you to be familiar that they're floating up there. Right down here, let's look at our tabs within this opportunity, okay? So right here on the first is your details for your opportunity. If we scroll down, it's pulled in the information from my contact already and from our listing. As you go down a little bit further, there'll be a place you can come in and add key dates or even a seller's worksheet. Notice the pencils. Anywhere you see pencils, that indicates an area that you can come in and edit. Financial information is listed at the bottom. That's a nice commission, isn't it? And then ownership is here as well. That will always indicate the Market Center team and the owner of the opportunity if you ever need to reference that. If we scroll back up, our next tab is marketing. This is the second of the two differences I told you that would be different between a listing opportunity and a buyer opportunity. The marketing tab is only within a listing opportunity because you don't technically have to market your buyer, right? So you are not out there having to sell that person. So you are only marketing a listing. That's why it would only be in a listing opportunity. We have an in-depth class on this tab specifically called Opportunity Marketing and Checklists. So definitely recommend going to our YouTube channel and checking out that class and to find that class archive because it will go into this particular tab in detail. Just know that this is saving you a ton of steps and energy right here to be able to market the exact listing tied to this opportunity by coming in and creating design pieces or even a paid ad from directly right here within the opportunity tab. Okay, just saves you some steps. Over here under documents, this is where you'd come when you're starting to put that ink on paper. Okay, couple of things here. Over on the left hand side, you first want to check or pick a checklist. Let me show you what I mean. Checklist type. These are going to be determined by your market center. They will more than likely look different when you come in here to your opportunity and pick a checklist type, okay? They're going to get, again, going to be created from your market center, so they're all going to be a little bit different for everybody. We're going to say that this is a listing for residential, so we'll just choose that. And notice everything's updating, and we're going to begin to see some more information right here over the right-hand side. Now you will see the documents that you would need to submit to your market center for compliance. On the left-hand side where we chose our listing type, see where it says listed, under contract, and closed. So you have three different places here, and as I click them, you'll notice the right-hand side changing. Now it's just two documents that are required. Under contract has 37 that you can choose from, and listed has 39. Okay. So you'll always want to pick your checklist type first, and that way it's updated. And then over here to the right is where you actually upload those documents to turn them into your market center. Okay. Now, notice right here that it's grayed out to submit to your market center or your MC. That's because we haven't uploaded any documents yet. And start a transaction. This start a transaction button is what will take you into either your DocuSign or your dotloop platform so that you can begin filling out forms and getting signatures. Now, we have a class on DocuSign 101 that goes in depth in that. Highly recommend it. So check that out if you need to. Um, but I want to show you really quick down here at the bottom a little bit about these forms before I click Start Transaction. Notice that there is a requirement level. If it's red, it is required. If I scroll down, then you'll start to see a little more of a pink color. It's conditional. See if we see any optionals here. The yellow down here at the bottom, these are optional documents that you won't necessarily need to update. And scroll all the way back up to the tippy top. It does let you know the status of these, if you've uploaded it or not, if it's been approved by your market center or rejected, and also the document name and the document type. So a disclosure or an agreement. And then on the right-hand side is where you would actually upload those. Now, you can attach files from your computer, and notice it only gives us a computer option so far. It's because we haven't started our transaction. So let's go ahead and click Start Transaction. And if you click the arrow, it'll give you a choice between DocuSign and dotloop if you have both of those connected to your command. We'll choose DocuSign for us. Now we did link it to our command account before. Sometimes it still actually asks you to sign in at this point, depending on how long it's been since you signed into your DocuSign account. There we go. Now it's brought us into our DocuSign room, and this is what a DocuSign room looks like. This is where you would come to add in your forms. Just click Add DocuSign Forms to show you. This is where you'd get like all of your MLS forms, all of your Market Center forms. This is where they would all live. So you'd come in here, choose your forms that you need, fill them out in an envelope, and send them for signatures from your client. Okay, this is where all of that is housed within your DocuSign platform. I'm going to go back to the opportunity now to show you how that updated our opportunity. Now that we've started the transaction, the button changes to Go to Transaction. And now look, Attach Files From. Now we have the option to attach them from our computer or our DocuSign account. Okay. If it's a DocuSign account where you have the signed documents, then you would be able just to put your cursor here, begin typing the name of the form. If you had a form in your DocuSign account that is signed with that name, it would automatically populate right here and let you select it and add it in. Okay. We obviously don't have any signed forms in there, so that's why it's not coming up for us. If we go and choose from our computer, you can click browse right here and it will give you, depending on your device settings, it should open a window and let you choose which file that you want to add from your computer. You can also drag and drop PDF files here as well. Mine's a little funky. Sometimes it lets me and sometimes it doesn't, as it's doing right here. So I usually don't get it to drag and drop very well, but I'll hit browse just to show you. Give it a second to fully update there. And now, come on, little guy. There we go. Okay. That took a long time. So now that form is here, I can choose to remove it or even to print it. Once you have all of your forms uploaded here, remember we're in the listed checklist. So I'm listing this particular property. I get all my forms right here for the required forms that I need to have. Then I can come up here and submit to MC. Once you submit it to your market center, they will either reject it and let you know in detail, hey, this is missing, it needs this, or they'll approve it. You will get a notification up here in your notification bell within your Command desktop and also your Command mobile app, letting you know either way. So you don't have to guess. You don't constantly have to come back into the opportunity itself. You will get a notification once your market center has responded. Okay. If your market center says it's rejected, you'll see that listed right here on the status, and you can come over here and make the changes that you need to make. Okay. And then you'd resubmit to your market center. It's the same thing as you move through all of these. When you go under contract, do that the same thing with these forms, submit to market center. When it's closed, you'd upload your forms, submit to market center. Okay. All right, so that's where your documents are housed, and that's how to get through that particular portion of your transaction. Now, let's assume that you've already listed this property. Now it's under contract. We're getting offers and commissions, and you'll notice that is our next tab. So we'll click there. Now, oh, it's letting us know that we're having newly improved offers and commissions. So it gives you a little banner. And you can also click the hyperlinks here to learn more about that, what they're sharing with you. For your offers, you can come down here and add a new offer for this particular problem. I said problem. Latricia, I started reading your comment or your question in the chat. Okay, Latricia, if you're actually having a problem either resubmitting to your market center or locating your document, you can definitely email us and we can take a look at that for you. We would just need your logins and need to know like the name of your opportunity and the form that you're looking for. If you can give us a little bit more detail on what the problem is that you're experiencing, and we'll be happy to jump in and help you with that. No problem. Um, so you would add a new offer. You can name it. If you're expecting multiple, maybe you want good gravy. Hold on. Just a second, guys. It bounced me back out. Offers and commissions. Add new. Here we go. You can make that first offer if you're expecting multiple, and then you can click create offer. And then now that you've created your offer, notice we're going to move this little timeline right here. We're going to enter offer details, the parties, the terms, and bring us to the agent analysis, okay? So right here for the offer details, you have the name, the offer date that you can choose from the calendar, and then the potential close date. So we'll just choose that here. And now we'll move on to the next section for parties. Some of these fields have red asterisks, like you need to have the buyer name and obviously the seller name. The seller information, since this is your listing opportunity, will automatically populate here for you because you have that contact linked to this opportunity. If it were a buyer opportunity, your buyer's information on the left-hand side would automatically populate. Okay. And so, Paloma, you're saying, how does the MC tell us it's been approved? You would get a notification bell right here within your command account, and it would show this particular opportunity has been either approved or rejected, and it would have a hyperlink where you can click to get into more information. I was trying to see if we had anything. We probably don't because we don't submit ops. So go ahead and close the notifications. But that's how they would let you know. You'll get a notification bell. You can always jump in the opportunity too, and come and check that documents tab, and it would show you the status it's in as well. But the notification does help a little bit. So you would fill in your parties here, scroll down to the bottom. This is where your agent information is, the agent for the other party, and then also your information as well, and click to go to terms. There we go. And so now that we're on terms, you would just come in here and enter what that offer is. If they're offering a certain amount of cash and then they're going to finance the rest, um, if there's an earnest money that's going to be collected, you can put that here. Any optional fees, maybe they have specified a termination option, or any seller contributions could be entered here as well. Okay. Once you're done entering the details of that offer, you would just click agent analysis. You're welcome, Paloma, no problem. And then I see your comment, Latricia. We will come back after class and I will jump back in and see if I can help. Okay. Um, for agent analysis here, you get to share your expert opinion. You can put the pros that you think this particular offer has and also the cons, and you can put your summary here for if you how you feel about this offer, things they need to consider, anything you want to highlight, okay? And then you would click save. Now, notice we're getting little banners saying that that's been updated on the bottom right-hand corner. Now, under our offers and commissions tab, you will see that offer located right here, and it gives you kind of the highlights. Right here, I'm going to add a new offer really, really quick because I want to be able to show you what happens when you accept one of the offers. Just a quick second. Okay, so I just want to have two different offers to show you to contrast that for you. So notice we have accept and reject buttons here, and then also an ellipse. Over here for the ellipses, you have an option to add a negotiation, edit the offer, add an analysis, send the offer, or remove the offer. Now, all of this is just here within your command. When you are doing this, it's only for your purpose, or like send the offer, it will actually send it to your client. It's not actually sending anything to the other agent or the other client. They can't, since this is your listing opportunity, the buyer cannot see this in any way, shape, or form. Okay. And when you're adding in negotiations or you're editing this offer, again, it's only for you here within command, unless you're going to actually send it to your clients, which you can. And if you chose to send the offer to your client, it actually will formulate an email for them. I'm going to click the eyeball in the far right to show you what it looks like. This is your preview, and it puts your branding on that email, shows you the details that you entered into the offer, and it would also include your pros, cons, and summary. And then it includes your branding here at the bottom as well. Okay. So again, this is just between you and your contact. It does not go to the other side of the transaction, does not go to those parties. They can't see this. Okay. So we'll close the preview. If you want to send this offer, you can. I'm going to choose back. But those are your features right here underneath your three ellipses to do. Okay. You can accept or reject this offer now. You need to accept one to move on to put in your commission request. So we'll go ahead and say that we're going to reject this offer and accept this one. Well, if I click accept on this offer, it will automatically update and reject that other one. Okay, notice that now I no longer have accept or reject as an option, but it shows that this one up here at the top, I can now change my response because it's in accepted status, or I can manage the commission. Excuse me, I just had to clear my throat. You still have some options over here underneath the three ellipses as well to include sending the offer, add the analysis, and edit the offer. Okay. For here, we want to actually submit our commission request. Okay. So now that you have an offer accepted, and let me just add this caveat right here. You still want to be going to your documents tab and jumping into DocuSign and obviously having them sign that form. I just want to be super clear with anybody that's not familiar with opportunities. You still need to get your forms executed, obviously. Again, this is just within your command opportunity. You want to have an offer accepted and then submit a commissions request to your market center. So we will click on Manage Commission and scroll down. If any of the general information over here on the left was left out, like we did not enter a contract date, you can click the pencil to add that in. I'll go ahead and add the contract date of today. You have some other fields here, but we had already entered that when we entered our offer. So we'll click Save Changes, and notice the red will go away over here on the left because now we have our contract date entered. Okay. On the bottom part of this page, you'll notice the payment information. Now, this gives you your cap information. Please know this is an estimate. This is not exact, and it's not what is projected after the opportunity is done. It's just a real time right now, an estimate for your cap. And this is all your payment information for this commission. You would come in here and click Edit Agent Payment, and you would fill in this information. If you were splitting this with another agent, maybe, and you were only getting a half unit, you can come in here and adjust that. If you're getting a whole unit, you can put one, click Calculate Commission, and it would update for you. This goes into your royalty and shows you a little bit of a breakdown. If you need to add anything in, bold scholarship, nonprofit deduction, like CARES, Next Gen, things like that, you can add them here. If you have referrals, whether they're internal or external, whether they're bonuses, deductions, or concessions, you would simply come and add the item down here at the bottom and fill out those fields. Once you're done, you would just click Save Changes. I do want to point out that you have the option to add another agent here if you're splitting that commission unit with them. And you also have the option to add a co-broker payment, like this is a listing opportunity. So maybe a portion of the, or definitely a portion of the commission would go possibly to another broker if it's not a KW brokerage the other agent is with. Okay. This is where you would do all of this information. Scrolling back up towards the top, notice on the right-hand side for summary, this gives you a summary of everything that you just filled out. Once you are ready, you can hit the submit button and this submits it to your market center for the commission request. Again, just like with the offer, or excuse me, with your documents, when you submit those, you will get a notification letting you know the status of your commission request. Okay. All right. Now, last two tabs here within your opportunity, you do have a notes tab. It's pretty self-explanatory. You can add a note if you need to. These are internal for you. Over here on the right, well, let me add, if you're on a team, the assignees can also see these notes. When I say that they're specific to you, just means your clients will not see these notes. And your timeline over here on the right just shows you the timeline for this opportunity if you ever need to come and check on anything. Okay. All right. So that is your opportunity. That is kind of the life of an opportunity moving through the entire transaction. I actually want to back up from here now and actually show you some of the customization that you can do within your pipeline for your business and also show you some more movement that you can do with your opportunity. That will make more sense in 2 seconds. Just a second. Coming up here, I'm going to come back out to my opportunities tab. I believe Paloma. I believe that's a W-9. It's been a minute since I've actually handled that document, so you might want to check with your Market Center staff on that, but I do believe that is the correct form. So back out here, opportunities. Remember our sales pipelines right here? You can actually click on any of the phases to view those opportunities. I'm going to click on the listings cultivate phase just to jump into this one. And now we are within that phase and we can see our different stages. The little cards that you see here are your opportunities. You can actually click on the name of that opportunity and you'd see right where we were before, right? We're inside the opportunity now. I'm going to go back out. With these opportunities, you can click on them and drag and drop them into any phase that you want them to be into. This is how you can move them along if you would like through the different phases. Remember the marketing tab I showed you? That actually updates depending on where your opportunity is within the stages and the phases. So just to give you a heads up, it does matter which phase that you have your opportunity in. I could even take it and drag it up to a different phase up here at the top. You'll notice it'll turn green behind the opportunity if you want to drag and drop and put them into a different phase. See if I can get them in the active. There we go. So that is how, when you hear someone say that you're moving your opportunity through the phases, or when you hear me reference that you drag and drop your opportunities, this is what I'm talking about when you can move them back and forth. Something else that changes here when you're moving your opportunities through your pipeline. Notice this at the bottom right-hand corner of each of the opportunities. These are your checklists for each of your different phases and stages. So we can click this checklist for this particular opportunity, and it's a list of things that you want. Jason, I'll show you that in 2 seconds. Um, that's a good question. How do you get rid of an opportunity? So right here, our checklist, there is a way that you can help make sure that you are offering consistent and valuable service to every contract, every transaction that you have within your business. And it's with these checklists. So you can have tasks here listed off that you can always come and reference if you've done this for this particular opportunity. If you have, you can come in and mark them as complete. It'll show you that you completed them. You can come in and add a due date for them and say, okay, I want this done by this particular date, and hit apply. I could come in and rearrange them and put them in a different order if I would like. I can even come down and start to add new tasks to each part if I want. If there's something, maybe you have a client that needs a little extra grace applied. And so, they like a lot of over communication, or there's something particularly that they're looking for you to do. You can come and create a task right here within this checklist and say, make checkup phone call weekly, because they want to hear from you weekly based on their listing. So you could do that. You can make this a call type task, enter any description that you need to, even a hyperlink if you need to have it for reference for yourself. Put your priority level, change your due date. You can even make it repeating, like this particular listing wants it every single week, so we'll just make it weekly and hit create task. Now, for this particular opportunity, I now have that task up here weekly. Even when I check it off and mark it as complete, it will regenerate itself again next week to help me remember to continue to do it. These are super handy, guys. I actually have templates to show you today on how you can implement this within your own opportunities. I'm going to close this particular checklist. Again, that was the checklist for that one opportunity when you access it here. But you have templates. Notice we have stages and checklists listed right here at the top. When I'm in my sales pipeline right here and I come to stages and checklist at the top, this is where I can change my stages, even change the probability for each stage, and I can add in checklist for every single stage and phase. This means that when I create an opportunity, those tasks list or checklists will automatically be applied to those opportunities, and I don't have to recreate the wheel every time. So you can come up here and reorder these if you would like, change the names of the stages. You would do that by hitting the pencil over here. You can even change the probability. The probability is the likelihood that an opportunity in that particular stage will actually make it to closing. So you can adjust these if you'd like. To update the checklists, you would actually click right here on the checklists. And this is where you can come in and change the order and also change if you want to delete them or edit them. And you can also select if you want clients to get an update. Now, we do have a tech tip video on how to make or how to adjust this, that your clients would get an email update as you complete tasks on their opportunity. There are several steps to it. I'll go over it in just a minute if we have time. I just want to be able to finish showing you how to personalize your stages and your checklist here before we do that. But just know there is the option to where your client would get automatic emails as you complete tasks on their opportunity. Okay. But this is where you would add in your checklist. Your checklist might not have anything in them just yet. I'm going to pull over in your screen where you can see a seller opportunity and also a buyer opportunity checklist. So I have these. I'm going to drop the links in the chat right now for the ones that are here live. If you're watching this on recording, the links will be in the description of the video. But the first link I'm dropping in here is for a seller opportunity template. Notice that the phase is listed on the left and the different stages are listed across the top. And these are all just items that you can add to your checklist. They're just suggestions. You don't have to do all of them, but pick and choose for your business what you would like. But I can simply just copy that right here, go back to my opportunity checklist, add item, and paste. And that's how fast we can do this. Hit create, and it's right there. Okay. So you can come in here and personalize these as much as you would like to. I see you guys checking it out. That's good. Look at all your little emojis coming up here on the right. And then with the buyer, let me drop the buyer link in the chat as well. And again, guys, these are just guidelines. You don't have to use any or all of them, but it will just help you build out your business, especially if you're getting started. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my opportunity checklist here. I'm going to X out. That is again where you would adjust your checklists for all of your future opportunities. I'm going to go back to our pipeline here. And just know that as you move through the different phases, like this has 9 items on the checklist. If I were to drag and drop this maybe over here, notice that my checklist now changes to 2 items. The checklist can be different for every single stage and every single phase. Just depends on how particular and detailed you want to get. Okay. All right. Let's go back to our opportunities tab over here on the left. And I'll actually show you now how to set up client updates since we have a couple of minutes left here. Client updates are where, again, your client would receive an email update letting them know what you've done on their opportunity. You might not want to have this in the cultivate phase, like when you're looking for their phone number and their social, right? You don't want them to get updates for that. But it'd be great in like the active phase and on, because that client that's in relationship with you would actually be getting updates of you actively working on their business. So it's really good. So first thing here at the opportunities tab, you can click the cog wheel on the far right. And what we're going to do is set our settings for client updates for opportunities as a whole. And then I'm going to show you how to turn them on for each opportunity. So as a whole, this is your settings for client updates. It just brought us over here. And you would now set the time zone that they would receive this actual update, well, excuse me, not the time zone, the time of day that you want them to receive this update. And then you can say who it was sent from, the owner of the opportunity, which is what ours is set to. This may look a little different if you're on a team. Who would it send to? The client and the co-client, or just the primary client? You choose. And then you can also choose to get a copy sent to you if you'd like to. This is what the email will look like. It gives you a preview down here at the bottom. It includes your branding on the top, would give them an automated message. We're checking things off the list. It adds in the listing information if that is on the opportunity. You're welcome, Eva. And then actually shows them the checklist items that you have checked off. So they will see the actual item that you checked off on the list. Don't worry, these are all these are all controlled by you. So if it's not something you want them to see, they won't. Okay. I'll show you how to control that. And at the bottom, it's just your branding. So that's what the email will look like. Now that we've set up the time of day that we want this to go out to them, I'm going to come back to our opportunities tab. We would jump back into one of our pipelines. We'll just do a listing pipeline. We would go back to our stages and checklists. And in each checklist, we would go through and open that checklist and choose the items that we want a client update to be included with. If I don't check it off, when this task is completed, that client will not know. If I check it off as a client update, when this task is completed, the next morning that contact would get an email and it would show them this exact task and say it was completed. Okay. So you control which ones would actually give a client update and which ones would not. Okay. So you choose which ones you want and click save. This is your checklist template, right? These are for all of your opportunities. Now that it is set up for your templates as opportunities as a whole, you still have to manually turn it on for each opportunity. It will automatically default to off or no client updates. So you would come back out to your pipeline. Notice that everybody is still turned off. Client updates off. Notice it here where I'm putting my mouse on the opportunity. So you would actually have to click on that opportunity. And then remember we had client updates here on the top right. It's off right now. We would have to click client updates and turn it on for this opportunity. It would automatically set to the settings that you've already set up, but you can manually adjust them for this one individual opportunity if you would like, and then just click save changes. Now, client updates are on for only this opportunity. Okay. If I'm not clear, let me know. Again, we have our tech tip video online to show you that in detail again if you need it, but just let us know if you have any questions. That's actually the end of our class today, guys. If you have any questions at all and you're here with me live, go ahead and drop them in the chat and I'll get them answered here. And if you are watching back on recording, you can reach out to us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. We'll be happy to help you. Thanks for watching.